Aloha everybody, John with you, and welcome back to my channel and our continuing journey through my Hawaiian record collection. We're on the letter C. We're going to pick up where we left off last time. Today we begin with a British orchestra leader by the name of Frank Chacksfield. Now this album, I'm not sure the date, is from the 1950s, I think, sometime. South Sea Island Magic. We love the cover with the couple looking over their Polynesian travel brochures. This has the standard tunes, you know, your Song of the Islands, Blue Hawaii, Moonlight and Shadows. This particular one is marked I can't exactly read it, but Ryukyu's Central Exchange. So I don't know. I think maybe that Ryukyus are islands that belong to Japan. So maybe this was a military base purchased or something. Still has the price tag on it too. I don't know. Anyway, South Sea Island Magic. Now I have another copy of South Sea Island Magic, which is more recent. It's dated 1974. As you can see, it's in Spanish. Reissued from Decca. The original was on London. And what I would share with you about this, I have a personal story about this one, is in high school, after high school, I took Spanish for a couple of years in high school, and our class took a trip to Spain after high school graduation that summer. And one day we had, one of the days we were somewhere, I don't remember what city we were in, but we had kind of some free time. It wasn't a huge place, but I went with my teacher and a couple of the other students. She wanted to go to this department store to get some things, and I just went with them, called El Corte Inglés, the English Court. And I just always remember that side trip because inside the department store, every 5 minutes they had a little jingle that would come on the system and interrupt the music and go something 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 in El Corte Inglés, in El Corte Inglés. Anyway, it still has the price sticker on it. And yes, I bought this record in Spain as my souvenir from El Corte Inglés. Let's see. This is another Frank Chacksfield and his orchestra from a later date. I don't think this has the date on it, but it's definitely 60s. Simply called Hawaii. Phase 4 stereo with the big letter 4. And on the back you see the full picture. I was always a little bit mystified by this picture. I mean, well, I like it because you can tell the flowers are plastic, actually, and I don't know. She seems a little old to be a cover model, don't you think? I don't know. Just my thought. On the London label, this has some of the same songs that were re-recorded. I really like one particular song called Coconut on here. I don't know if you're familiar with Bert Kaempfert and all his sort of South African kind of inspired, easy listening songs, but it's kind of a takeoff on that. It's a very repetitive, short piece that reminds me of that, called Coconut. Now the last that I have for Frank Chacksfield is called The New Ebb Tide. Now there was another one, much earlier, called Ebb Tide. I don't have that one. It was on London, and it is kind of a nautical album, although it's very loosely nautical, which is why I haven't gotten it. It only has a couple of really ocean songs on it. Then many years later, he did this one, The New Ebb Tide, which is very definitely a nautical album. Every song is about the ocean. We have Ebb Tide, Stranger on the Shore, Sea Mist, Sleepy Lagoon, How Deep is the Ocean, It's a Gatefold. Did I? No, I didn't show you. This one also is a gatefold. I don't think I opened it up now that I think of it. Woo! That's a happening gatefold. Anyway, Frank Chacksfield. Okay, moving along. This is a very early 80s album, or sometime in the 80s. It's not dated, but it's definitely the 80s. The Changs, Sounds Like Hawaii. This record is actually from California. These are a group, a rather large ensemble of Hawaiians, all related to, it's all kind of a larger family, singing and performing together. I guess they have performed in Hawaii, and they all but are living in Califrisco on Orchid Productions. Then we come to, boy, I don't know. I don't know exactly what to say about this record. Hawaiian Reveries, Elden, Chapman, which was recorded in Seattle. Now the record plays fine. You can see it's all like beaten up, but it actually plays fine. This cover is like, I don't know, it's all in horrible condition. But it's Elden Chapman at the Lowry organ. But the record itself, the music is so bizarre. I have one other Lowry organ record. That's hard to say. And they do the same thing on it that Elden Chapman does with this. Apparently the Lowry organ had some sort of fixture or feature that it could imitate very loosely the sound of the Hawaiian steel guitar, so it would sort of slide up from a note below to a note above on its own with that feature. And it's, to me, not a successful sound for an organ to make. It's not good. It's not a sound you expect to come out of the organ. And this guy, the other one, which was Mark Laub, L-A-U-B, he does it on that Lowry album. This guy just goes, I mean, apeshit with it. Like, he is just doing it all over the place on this record. And the result to me is that, you know, it's not a relaxing album. It's like a very disturbing album to listen to, because you're constantly just going, oh, what are you doing? Like, oh, but it's uniquely wonderful. It's uniquely wonderful. Mr. Elden Chapman. And it was recorded in Seattle. I don't know if that's where the gentleman is from, but Hawaiian Reveries. Okay, we're going to stop there and let's listen to some samples. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and we will see you next time when we continue with the letter C. Aloha.